This is going to be a testimony of an experience with the Lord I had. And it is with me every day. It has been ever since this happened. I will try to explain it. It's kind of hard to explain some of it. I was in Hawaii, had been for years at this point, and my ex-wife ran off with my daughter to another country. And long story short on that, it wrecked me. I mean, just, it tore me into bits and pieces. And I completely gave up, especially after a year or two went by. And I started drinking. And other stuff. I was no way, shape, or form doing the things I should have been doing. I let that situation just cripple me. So, to get to the point of this, I was ready to not be here. I went home after work, laid into bed, just collapsed into the bed. And I was laying there just contemplating how to get rid of myself. Absolutely, I was just done. And on top of that, the family really wasn't very supportive at all. So I was laying there, and I was awake, mind you, when I tell you the rest of this. But I couldn't move, laying on my belly, and I felt someone get into the bed. I could tell they were getting into the bed on their knees and slowly approaching me on their knees, and I felt the two knees gently go against my side. Oh, I gotta take a deep breath even thinking about it. And then I felt two hands go on my back. And then I could tell someone leaned over and put their forehead right in the center of my back. And I never felt so much peace, ever. Unexplainable, the peace. And what was said was, he said, "I've come down here to pray over you and heal you." Give me a moment. Okay. So, that's all that was said. Now, mind you, I'm awake, but I cannot move. And this was in the afternoon. It wasn't like nighttime and dreaming or anything weird going on. So as he was leaving, I could tell he was getting off of the bed or leaving after he said that. All I could feel was I wanted to go with him. There was nothing anymore inside my head anywhere. No thoughts of old sins or bad relationships or good relationships. Nothing existed except for wanting to go where this incredible amount of peace is that I felt. I did not see his face. I saw his hand, and it was definitely a hand that had worked. It was not soft in nature. Okay, it was a sturdy, strong hand. And I saw what I would call maybe the cuff or the sleeve. And it reminded me very much of the old burlap that I used to use on bridge jobs to cover them up, to keep them moist. It was that kind of heavy woven material, but it was white. And it was not a brilliant white, clean. It was white, but it definitely had a lot of wear. The coloring was a lighter white. and it had a wider opened sleeve end. It was nothing tight. So it was something you would think of back then in biblical times. And there was, I'll not forget it, it looked like maybe like a red wine would look like after it dried up on the cuff here and there, like just, here and there. And I wanted to go. But he said no. And what happened after that was I was able to move. And I got up and I went to the window and I was looking at the sky, just still wanting to go, right? And I was living on the way up high in the high rise. I could see way high up, it was just sky and clouds. But every time I blinked, my eyes were completely full of water that day. I mean, filled up. Not crying, just literal water. Every time I blinked, I don't know how, that would be, because I wasn't crying. It was just that I was like being washed or something, but all day long. And I'll never forget that, because of course that's never happened to me again. So I just want to leave that testimony with you. And I plan on leaving some more in the next few days. And all of the testimonies are my absolute truth. I'm sure some of you have similar truths and testimonies. And I was in a deep, dark spot. I mean, dark. And he literally came to my side. So don't ever get to where you think he's not there, because he's literally there. He's right there beside you now. Now, he did tell me, I remember that distinctly, he said, I came down here to pray over you and heal you. But he is here, you know what I'm saying. I hope this helps, and I want to encourage you some. I know a lot of my videos sound discouraging, but it has been my my gift to expose things as well. And I don't plan on letting up on that. I will expose these eternal bastard bloodlines as long as we can, until they shut us down on these channels. But again, I hope this encourages you, and just stay close to the Lord. Stay repentive. Some days I have to repent all day long. Some days I don't necessarily, not in that same manner where I'm just being bombarded with thoughts of anger, this, that, and the other, especially with my dad having been taken out of here by these SHOTs and particular people, and my mother being maimed by it. Numerous people I know are gone now because of it. So that's an area I have a righteous anger for, but it does eat at me sometimes. So if you're going through that too, don't let it completely eat at you, but you should have anger, righteous anger. All right. Have a good day.